All right, welcome to another edition of Nights with Ricky. And we got a live stream tonight with Neil 404, Adriel Neil right there on the screen right there. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, brother man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing stupendous. I'm doing stupendous. Yes,
Stupendous.
I am.
I'm
You
doing
know,
split.
everything's
I'm doing. I'm doing splendid.
splendid. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I love it
yeah,
already.
yeah.
So we're off to a good start. So we're gonna you see that title right there on the screen, a
Right.
woman's ego, and we're gonna get
Woman's
started
ego.
on that right away. So give
Yeah.
me your take. Is a woman's ego bigger than a man's?
Yes, sir. And the reason why I say that because a woman will always want to influence a man to get the outcome that she wants from a man. So if that is challenged on her side, then she's gonna feel some type of way, and she might act irrational in certain instances on trying to uh try to get the outcome that she wants. And I think it really is like men walk around thinking that not men thinking, but the men actually do have like a sense of confidence. But when it comes to like egos, it don't top a woman's because men can be disappointed and move accordingly. Women can't do that.
You know what? I totally agree with you on that. I don't believe that can even be done because for some reason, and you know, this is throughout my years, 38 years on this earth.
Right.
I've known women in my own family where
Mm-hmm.
they hold on to the littlest thing that doesn't even matter.
Right.
They
Right.
hold on to it for years, and then when
Correct.
it's when they see the person that it's time to confront the issue with,
Mm-hmm.
all hell breaks loose. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you realize that it comes from that aspect of the woman holding that. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess from the generation that we know, as such as a lot of women probably took on a lot of shit that they shouldn't have taken on, and then it came to a boiling point where, you know what, I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. I've been holding this in, and I'm gonna say it. But at the same time, they don't want to look stupid. That's the whole thing when it comes to women. They don't want to look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Men can look stupid all day because we're men, but at the same time, women do not want to look stupid in whatever situation that they find themselves in. They just want to make sure that everything is all good and dandy. But sometimes it don't work out like that for them, and then that's when the irrationale comes into place of them reacting to the situation that they see themselves in.
see, trying to be a perfectionist when you don't have to be perfect, when
You
perfection
don't
is not required. Like,
never.
and this is the problem. Like you said, a man can easily fail. We can easily just
Mm-hmm.
accept, oh well, it was not my day. I mean, here I'll give you a
Shit,
good example.
a man
I'll
can
give
accept rejection from a woman all the time. Women know how to do that shit.
one thing: I have never ever rejected any woman that ever approached me or anything. Why? Because I
Correct.
know her ego would get her, and it would
Thank
destroy
you.
her.
Right. And then you know what? That's the beauty about having that type of situation because when it comes to women actually putting on men's shoes on getting the outcome that they want from a man and they approach me, guess what? That outcome was always going to be in their favor because not too many men, if a lot get that outcome of having a woman approach them, and when you have it, you be like, damn, she really talked to me. I'm gonna give her a shot. You know what I'm saying? Against where women can sit there, nah, nigga, nah. You know what I'm saying? They can do that all day, but men embrace that situation. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right about that because it's like, we don't even care. And you know what's crazy? We really don't even care what they look like. We
We
really
really don't
don't.
really care. Like you could be
Like if
ugly,
you
but I'm just gonna be
approach,
nice to you. Even just for the sure fact that you could come up to me and have the gall of wanting to ask me, I give you 2 points right there. You know what I'm saying? If anything, as men, well, how I look at it is like, shit, I'll be your friend if we don't work out as trying to establish a relationship, just because you put in the work to get my attention. You know what I'm saying?
So
Against where
in other words, you're saying
women don't do that. Yeah.
Let me see what you're trying to say is, I know I don't find you attractive at all, but I could be your best friend if you want me to.
Want me to, exactly. And that's the whole thing. See, the thing is this, man. Men can actually be the ideal way of women perceive them as such, but at the same time, the outcomes that they be looking for and be trying to get and all that stuff, it's all because of the shit that they just ideally in their mind think like it don't work for them. Against where a man, we can take a goddamn rusty ass wrench and flip that bitch into something else and make it work. Like, we can make things work if we really just want to just do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the diversity aspect when it comes to men is that we always been that. We always been diverse and able to adapt to certain things that women are now getting there. And I give them props about that. They doing that. But at the same time, when it comes to certain things of understanding and all that stuff, they trying to catch up. And I think, no, I don't think, I know that that's just how it be sometimes. But we're gonna give them a pass. But at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Like you said, we play the cards we've been dealt, and we're gonna make sure that deck gets played some way, somehow, no matter what we got in our hand. We're gonna play it right.
Right.
We're gonna try to make it right. Also, when a woman approaches you, I mean, it takes a lot of like guts for a woman to approach a man. It just really does. I mean, it's more common now. It's more common now, but it still takes a lot. But and this is another thing, right? Okay, a certain woman, she might not fit my prototype or whatever. But guess what? I'm thinking way ahead of the whole thing. I'm like, I'm gonna learn something from this. I'm gonna learn. I might end up liking something that I might end up liking this woman that I didn't even expect to like. You don't know. And I can't just shut it down because I don't want to get shut down like that. So I believe in that. That's why when these women might be shutting men down, I'm like, you do know you're like eliminating your options. Like you really are.
Right.
Like they're not coming back after you reject them. And if they move on to something, that's your fault. That's going to be your regret. For sure. Because like you're eliminating your options. Like I would personally tell a woman, if a man approaches you, I don't care what he look like. He can look like Tyrone Hill, played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. If he approaches you,
you a fool.
You don't reject
Tyrone Hill.
Yeah, Tyrone Hill. Yes.
But you know what's crazy? A woman's rebuttal would be like, this nigga just won't leave me alone. So the thing is, they'll sit there and say that a man could be irritated to a certain. No, I get that piece of it. Like, if you get harassed by getting attention, then by all means, you could just be say what you gotta say and get that motherfucker away from you. But I promise you, a lot of women can reject a man once, and the outcome that I guess they think in their head of like thinking that men should still be always giving them attention goes out the window, because okay, well, you've been doing that. You've been wiping the sleeve and the glove and all that shit for the longest. Like you want what you want. You know what I'm saying? And I just think, like, when it comes to actually putting forth some type of effort or getting to the outcome that you want, and they don't get it, then that's when the thing shit turns upside heel. You know what I'm saying? So,
right, I see what you're saying. Like, so in other words, like, okay, a woman's ego, man, it could be detrimental to all walks of life, all situations. There's been situations where a woman's bruised ego has, like, people killed and stuff. Because
Facts.
her emotions weren't
Correct.
controlled, and they
Correct.
ended up having people
Correct.
killed. Like, remember our Minister Society? Wasn't that a woman's ego bruised that caused all that demise in that film?
Damn right.
The cousin
You're right.
confronts the dude. He gets beat down in the projects, embarrassed. What happens when you get embarrassed, especially in that type of climate there?
Right.
I'm gonna go kill this nigga.
Facts.
And what was she doing?
And
please stop. You don't have to do this, please.
You don't have to do
it
that
anyway.
But that peace sleeve was getting shared around to the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, set it off. That's another one. You know what I'm saying? Females sit there and want to be in a man's shoes, trying to do the things that most men will do for a woman, and then guess what? The outcome is what? Shut up in a car. Like, goddamn, like that's just that's just, you can't pull in the shoes that a man do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that want to be in the place of not allow women to do, have that idea in their mind of thinking that they got to step up to be in a man's place. No. The problem is that when it comes to the pride thing is that they want the outcomes of what they ideally see in their head as far as dealing with the men that they deal with. So when they don't get the outcome, they don't, then it's a different scenario where how they just lash out or act irrational on getting to, I guess, try to prove a point. You know what I'm saying?
So that you're saying that there's no logic behind the decision that's been made.
Never.
It comes after it's been made.
It comes after, always.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened.
I'm sorry I put you in this position, but I was going off my emotions. Okay. Guess what? Motherfucker probably dead in jail because of your shit.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Like this,
right.
Or like this. I know what you said. I know what you said. But just work on trying to get me out of it. Just work on just go give me a bail bonds, please.
That's it, dog. That's it.
But I swear.
If anything, a woman's ego then got a lot of dudes locked up in jail, dead too. So I mean, really look at it like that. Ain't no man running off his fucking, unless he's a beta fucking male, being a bitch about how a woman that he dealt with move and shake, and he found out about something, then he act irrational. I promise you, it's less more dudes acting irrational over a female based off how women act over a man. Promise you. You know what I'm saying? Women, you sit there and look on fucking Instagram, and they sit there and subliminally throw like a meme or post up there about the situation that they chose to be in. That's your choice. But your ego will allow you to sit there and put it out there of like, yeah, I was a dumbass, so I should have just understood the red flags and just and cut it off. No, don't work like that. You don't. If anything, you ride that they ride that shit out more than it'll do with, because there's a cutoff space. It is. It's a cutoff. Like we know as men, like there's a cutoff. Like, goddamn, this bitch is crazy. Like, you know what? I knew what I jumped into. I knew what the shit was. I chose to entertain it, but I'm about to jump this motherfucker. Females will ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off, and that bitch is crashing, burning in the toilet. Like, why? The fuck wrong with you? Like, but yeah.
Dust themselves off and watch the demise. I'm like, well,
watch the demise off.
Move on to the next thing.
Next one. And guess what? That same confidence is gonna be there when they pass their prime of really attracting the men that they want. Because let's keep it 100. Women hit their wall, and when they hit their wall, they still think they could get the outcomes that they would get when they was in their early years. No, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, I'm getting older as well, and
I am.
I know I have to maintain certain like health habits to maintain my prime to whatever's left.
Exactly.
Because if I wake up and I gotta want, there's gonna be a night where your dick will fail you. It's going to fail you if you ain't keeping up with your health. It will fail you.
It will,
and you don't want that. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Hey, and just to piggyback off that, if you're not maintaining your health in that regard, and you have to rely on those goddamn blue pills and all that shit, for one, that's one. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little. For one, you're pretty much saying that you was a hoe off the rip when you was younger, and you wore your dick out all the way through. Like, for real, like, true men actually understand dick discipline. A lot of niggas don't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas just want to run through things and all that stuff. And it comes to the point where as you get older, nigga, you popping pills to keep your dick hard. Like, and that shows you right there that you ain't where you at supposed to be in life, because you did everything that you had to do to try to be the so-called man that you wanted to be. And then guess what? You popping pills. You know what I'm saying? So true discipline. And guess what? What's up?
They lost exuberance. They done lost their exuberance.
Yes.
Luster,
you know what?
No,
they lost it. They lost their luster, dog. They looking like they got their gorilla on goddamn Havana Island. looking all frizzled, goddamn dusty and dirty, because you still think your dick still work like the best of them. No, the fuck you don't, nigga. You didn't practice dick discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But going back to the topic of woman's ego, same shit. A man's ego could be the best of them, but when it comes to like the true outcomes that women want, their ego plays a lot into it, because if anything, a lot of women would think that they can help build a man up instead of allowing a man to be on his purpose. And my thing is that if a man is on his true purpose of trying to achieve the goals that he needs to want, you should support him on that. Not sit there and think like, oh, we need to be a goddamn power couple where I can open up a fucking business and you open up a business and no, sometimes it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. If a man is on his shit and he's providing whatever he needs to do for that situation, let that man be in his element. Instead of sit there thinking that, oh, I need to sit there and I think in my mind sprinkle a little something in here so I have another, that's just what it is. Like, really? Why is it that a lot of women think that you got to open up a business when you get with a man? Like, really? So what if I have a good fucking job? Do I really need a fucking business? Like, really?
I don't think you do if you have a good job. Like,
what the fuck? Like, I got a 401k. I'm saving money. I mean, whatever. What the fuck is wrong with that? You know why? Because they want more than what the fuck is the actual norm.
It's like it's like the beginning of greed, if you think about it.
Correct. And it's like, allow a man to be a man. If anything, if women should actually come to an understanding when it comes to like certain men that they want to deal with and all that stuff, if that dude is already established in what he's trying to do, how he's trying to accomplish it, and he's still thinking of trying to get it wrong, leave that nigga alone. Leave him alone. Enjoy the fucking ride. It's sitting there thinking that you need to be the goddamn old bay on the fish. Like, no, leave that shit. Let it be, because he's doing something that's benefiting both parties. The problem with women is their ego gets so fucking inflated, thinking that what the fuck they see on TV or what they do with their homegirls that's to a certain standard, which probably ain't worth about shit, is only based off the fact that Oh shit! Based off the fact that allow him to be a man. That's it.
It's a simple thing, pretty much. It's not too
Right.
difficult. I'm allowing you to be the woman that you're supposed to be. So why can't you allow me to be the man I'm supposed to be?
Facts.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Like, when you were saying about the woman's ego, when these women be on social media and they throw these subliminal like memes and posts at their particular man or situation they're in, do you think what's feeding the ego? You think what's feeding the ego is other men that's talking to her in that inbox?
Yep.
And it's
Because
like,
here's the thing.
so it's fueling it. It's like, pumping gas, and it's just that counter is going,
Yeah, it is. Because you know why? Because women, as long as a woman can actually attract other men, her purpose of trying to be with the man that she has is based off the fact that, all right, well, I'm pushing you to get to this certain level that I think in my mind should work for both of us. But if it don't translate to that, then I'm gonna see what this maybe I'll see this other nigga brings to the table, and then we take it from there. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, like, women actually do have a whole fucking black book of backup plans when it comes to the outcomes that they don't think they can have. Well, they think they can get, but if it don't work out, then they can go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? But on the same time with that is it's based off the fact that they got a fucking window. Your window is only to what? Maybe goddamn to your 20s until maybe your mid 40s, where if your looks are still attractive in that way where you can still pull that type of attention, then you can still exercise those same tactics that you probably would do. You know what I'm saying? So after that, past that, all bets is out the window. You gonna do the you know what? They're gonna pull shit. You know what I'm saying? The whole cougar aspect came into play because older women went past their prime, but they still thought they still had that cootie cat to still pull some shit, and the shit didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Still, it plays into that ego part about that because they still think they still got it, even though men still do think they still got it. Guess what? The outcomes that we do get sometimes works in our favor, but that's just the nature of how it is. Don't blame me. Talk to God. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect. Don't blame me. Talk to the man upstairs. God.
There you go. You know what I'm saying?
And see, a woman's ego, it really is. I have to agree with you right now. It's big from everything that you've said, the points you've made. It really is bigger than a man's. There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's no way that, especially if you have a man,
Right.
and let's say you went into a grocery store, right? If the woman went into a grocery store, she's very attractive, and she runs into one particular man. The man sees her, but he doesn't pay her no mind.
Right.
But this woman, she doesn't want this man just to dismiss her like that. She has to get this man's attention regardless.
Correct.
That's an ego problem, ain't it?
Hell yeah, it is. Dog, women are the only ones that can have an issue with a certain thing. When it comes, let's put the job place in as a example. Women are the only ones that have an issue with when it comes to like certain ways of trying to move up in a job place where they think they should be up there a year after they got to the goddamn workplace. Like men, I'm patient about mine. I know that if I move and shake and get to a certain point within that company, that I can go up further. No, women think they can just land in a motherfucker. Oh, I need to be up here by next year. No, it don't fucking work like that. Like you got these high inflated expectations of thinking that you just think that you bring this type of flame to the table, and like, no, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes patience, it takes perseverance, and certain ways of moving and shaking wherever you do to get the outcome that you want. I know when if I'm investing in something, whatever it comes to a company or whatever and all that stuff, it takes time, dog. It always takes time. And at the same time, I'm not going to allow it to be like, oh, I need to be at this certain point. No, if the work has been put in and it's been thoroughly put in, then I know the results is going to end up showing themselves at the back end. No, now when it comes to women, oh, I'm here, nigga. I need to be up here. After like whatever time frame they think is okay for them. Like really, like there's no patience, and it goes into a lot of things in certain things when it comes to relationships when men deal with women because the ego part is like, oh, I need you to do this and that and the third, which is fine. We'll do it, but I don't have to do it in your fucking time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the nature of like dealing with when it comes to females. Like we love women, we appreciate women, we respect women, but the way they move and shake on how to get to a certain point of, I guess, this westernized ideologies of thinking that, you know, I should be here based off here is fucking bullshit. It is. You know what I'm saying? Be like, if you want to move and shake with the lines, then lay with them. Like, just go for it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the outcomes that you're trying to get, man, comes with time and patience. And I think men actually do exert that more than women do. I mean, if any woman has a rebuttal, by all means, get in my ass. But I'm just saying, like, it takes time and perseverance and understanding of wherever situation we're in. It takes time. Relationships too. You know what I'm saying?
Just like how you said with the job, it takes patience
Right.
and perseverance. Because think about it like this: if this is how they do with relationships, just think about it. All right, say if you get in this company and then you get up there fast, like you said you was going to. You work your way up to the top real fast. But what happens when you get to the top to that different position and you don't like the position at all no more? Now the job is just, you don't even want it no more. It's not and void. It's wearing on you now. That's the same with a relationship. You get with a man and you sit up here, oh man, I want to do this. And then when you get to a certain point, oh, now you don't want him no more. Oh, you done passed him up. Like you weren't patient with him. You didn't even get to really know what you was looking at. So this is what I mean, you gotta live with this result. That's your result of your decision.
That's your resolve. But the thing is, I think sometimes a lot of women don't understand the reality of being in the moment of if you're disappointed, it's okay to brush it off and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I guess where men, we've been doing that shit since the age of time where we've been rejected, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. And I think women are getting, well, nowadays that women are getting to that place where they actually have a choice of doing things and all that stuff. It's okay to take failure, rejection, whatever, and then just keep it moving instead of being thinking like you need to prove yourself to make a point. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is counterproductive. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I've always said this, and I told you this too, soul brother. Life is a numbers game. It's always played off the numbers. For however many times that I needed to get to a certain point, I failed. But at the same time, how many every times I put forth the effort to do it, I succeeded. That's the thing that I think women should actually understand. Like, okay, you might think that you can't accomplish, you didn't get the outcome that you wanted, but guess what? There's another scenario that's going to be right there. If you exercise it, instead of sitting there dwelling on it and allowing your pride and ego to think that you can't accomplish because you think you should do it in that certain time. No. Brush that shit the fuck off and move the fuck on just like men do. If you think that we're on the same level. If you're not, then be a woman and sit there and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I just look at it like, you know, if they put that ego to the side and they was patient on finding the right type of man, and they
It
really
wouldn't be
just
so shitty
looked
niggas.
out.
It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that many shitty niggas around because they'd be patient enough to actually understand. Like, if anything, it won't be that many pregnancies, and it would be that many shitty niggas they will entertain because you're patient. No, women settle, and that's just what it is. And then I gotta sit there and look at that shit on social media, and you posting subliminal shit about your baby daddy that you chose to have a kid with. You could have protected your neck, but you didn't do it. So now you feel some type of way. No, fuck all that. That's your reality. You know what I'm saying? That's your fucking reality. So live in shit and be in the shit. Because that's what you chose to do. I guess if you show patience and restraint and discipline, you would have the outcome that you want. But you chose not to because you ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's so true what you just said. Like being patient is so important, especially in that aspect. If you're a woman out there, and I'm just gonna say this is a scenario either from your past or the future, but if you're out there right now and you dealing with, let's say, two men, one man is a worker, good man, the other one, you know, he's full of shit. And let's say you get a text message on a Friday night, and the good man tells you, I have to go to work tonight. I'm sorry, I can't make the date. I have to go to work tonight. But the motherfucker that's full of shit, oh, he's available.
Got all the time in the world. Got all the time in the world, right?
All the time in the world.
All the time in the world.
And you choose to just dismiss the good nigga? Well, you're going to have to live with this. If you do this, you're going to have to live with it.
But you know what's crazy? That's the same logic that a lot of women use. Like, oh, this nigga never had time. A working man is a productive man. So if they want a nigga that actually put forth the time for them on, you know, whenever they want, guess what? You're gonna have that shitty nigga. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? If anything, if you want a productive, providing, protective man, then that man's gonna be working the best way he can, and he's gonna show the best way to give you the time that you need. But if you want to, if a woman wants it on her terms, it'll never work out. And that's a lot of the same sad scenarios that women deal with because they weren't patient enough to allow a true man to do the put in the work to get them. They just settled for the shitty nigga and then bitch about it.
And then they'll drain the hell out of the shitty nigga. You know, they'll drain him, and then he ain't got nothing left to give.
But you know what's crazy? Even if they lucked up and found a good nigga, that nigga will have to deal with the full-on responsibility of her decisions of how the fuck to deal with you. I mean, deal with you because all the bad choices that you made, it's my fault. Now I have to sit there and internalize and try to do my best to be with you because I really do like you if I'm being a good nigga, and I have to deal with all the baggage that comes with that based off the choices that you made. Like there's no fucking like common medium when it comes to like men's emotions to women's emotions because it really is night and day. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Men have always been simple. But when it came to a woman's, I can't even say the shit. Idealistic perspectives on things. That shit been some most complex shit. Like we have means about that shit because how women think. You know what I'm saying? It's never simple. Never. It's always got to be like it could get to this point, but this is how I should have went in their mind. And again, goes to their ego shit because they think that they should be in the place that they look at how they perceive it as such, and this is what it is. They want that fucking outcome. A woman would die, like Kevin Samuel said, a woman would rather die with a cat than deal with any scenario of her challenge herself to actually getting the outcome that she wants if she put in the work. But they don't want to do that fucking shit. They don't. They settle.
And
You know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
you're saying, put in the work. The work isn't really that hard. It's not that difficult.
It really is not that fucking hard, man.
Like,
it's not.
It's pretty simple, like simple things to do. I mean, it ain't
Correct.
It ain't outrageous. I mean,
And it's not like we're asking you to do alone. Trust me, when Kevin Samuel said the shit, he said fit, feminine, cooperative, and all that stuff. That's all a man want. A man can care less of what you do on a daily basis as a woman, other than being a woman. That's it. Just be a woman. Just stop thinking that you could be a nigga. Stop that. That shit is such a fucking turnoff. It really is. Like that whole masculine energy talk is real because women just have this thing of thinking that they are the prize, but you're not. You know why? Because there's more y'all than men. And guess what? Men can actually run through a bunch of multiple women to find the right woman that he wants. That's just what it is. That's the real truth of it. But
with
they
that
don't see
being
that.
said, with that being said, would you say that women have the ego of Lilith? Or
Lilith all day. Lilith
that's
all
what
day.
that's what the majority of it is right now.
Yeah.
You know, because
definitely Lilith, dog.
The ego of Eve, that's not really ego. Like, you know, Eve was docile, submissive,
right,
a helper, didn't
right.
question. But Lilith, what is this? Why is this? Why haven't you told me about this? And why haven't I heard about this before?
Exactly. And that's what a Lilith is, man. Yeah,
like everything is questioned.
Unfortunately, like I really think the idea of Lilith's really, but you know what's crazy? It's only westernized ideologies. That's what it is. United States, Canada, maybe and probably Europe, like women actually have a choice. But the thing is, you actually have the choice, but you fucking fumble the ball all the fucking time. And if you really look at it like me, I'm in the Marshall Islands, right? Yo, if you wanted to go to Ebi, which is the neighbor island where the Marshallese live at, you give a girl goddamn $20 and not even doing that, but just show them some type of like understanding, like I could be a man. They'll come to your fucking room, wash your dishes. You ain't gotta do none of that shit. They come to the room, wash your dishes and fold your clothes, all that shit off the whim, because they appreciate the little things. They without you asking, but they appreciate the little things that if you show them that. Women in the Western world, they got to a certain point where that the basic of having that instilled in you has been lost. They don't have that shit. So when you're dealing with a woman that's from the Western world, shit, they just like a man, damn near. But the thing is, they try to be like men, but they fumble the ball. They want both. Like, how far does that work? That's the whole Lilith ideal. That's what it is.
I mean, you know, everybody, you know, these things going around gender fluid and stuff like that. No one wants to really accept their role.
They don't. But my thing is this: it's okay to have a role in life. It's okay. As long as you're productive, you're benefiting from that role, it's okay. The problem is everybody think that they got to get to a certain stature of just being like, no, that's beneath me. Why? So you mean to tell me that it's beneath me to be a man to provide for a woman that ain't doing a certain thing, even though I will still, as long as she does something, I will still work with that woman. Against where a woman think like it's beneath me to have a man that ain't making like 6 figures and he ain't on par with me. And like just the whole balance of it is trash, dog. It's trash.
So what if they get that type of man? Say if they do get
And
that
guess
type
what?
of man,
And guess
gonna
what?
be
They
happy?
want to. They go. Hell no. To a certain extent, I promise. All right. So here's the thing. Once a woman actually gets what she wants, guess what she gonna ask for more? It's never enough. Again, we're talking about Western women. We ain't talking about women that came from other countries. We're talking about Western ideology women. We're talking about them. Women that actually have a choice. When a woman has a choice and she can move and shake and all that stuff, no, she gonna expect more from a man once she gets the man that she wants. It never be enough. Never be enough.
So whatever she tells you in the beginning, I want this, and you check all that list off, just top to bottom.
Right.
Now there's like, all right, that was page 1. Page 2.
Let's go to page. Let's go to
2.
page 2. There you go. That's it.
And there's that phrase. There are levels to this. They say
There's
that
levels.
a lot.
Exactly. And that's their term. Levels. They start that whole levels to shit.
They say that a lot. Yeah.
They say that shit a lot. So it just comes to the point, man, where is a man's place in Western society dealing with Western women? Because right now we're at a place right now where even though it's appreciated that women are getting to a place of accomplishing a lot of things, the whole mindset of them actually being catered to a man has just been lost. Like, if a woman can't even cook, that's not good, dog. Like, me personally, I like to cook, so I'll cook whatever. But the fact that a woman doesn't even know the basic things of being a woman in the smallest things is totally lost. It's totally lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like men have never lost their way of being men, other than how to move and shake as a man. I will say that because I think a lot of men have lost their way in that. But the true core of being a man has always been there for us. Always. Having pride, doing the things that need to be done to handle certain situations. All that. Men have never lost that shit. But when it comes to the female ideal, nah, it's so fucking skewed. It's skewed in thinking that the true base of who they are is not important, which is sad. Like, why would you dismiss the true core of being a woman, being a nurturer, being feminine, and doing all that stuff that men come home to or would seek out to from a woman, and you just totally disregard that shit. It's not good, dog.
That's an influence of TV, social media, magazines, whatever.
Yep.
That's an influence of that for sure. Because, like you said, you've been in the military and you've seen the women in Korea. Like you said, you're in the Marshall Islands right now, and you said it's just a total difference of what the behaviors.
Right.
So,
but like I said, it's just based off Western ideals. That's just what it is. Like I said, United States, probably Canada, and Europe, the main culprits of embracing the whole aspect of women having a choice. But when they make them choices, you know, it's not giving them the outcomes when they actually have a choice to actually move and shake and still being women. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. But it's not good, dog. It's not.
It ain't. We're heading in a terrible period of time.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to get fixed at all. I think it's too far gone. It's going to have to hit rock bottom to get fixed. Well, that did mess up. It has to get rock bottom. I can't see it.
And guess what? And guess who gonna have to hit rock bottom first? There sure ain't gonna be men. It's gonna have to hit rock bottom for women.
It's gonna be women.
It's gonna be based off the. It's gonna be based off the aspect of them. Like, all right, something ain't not right. So now we need to sit there and try to adjust. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna come from women. It ain't gonna come from men because men been men. That's the thing. Like, men always been fucking men. Women actually have to understand, like, whatever. Now that in this new world of choice of making decisions and doing things and all that stuff, it's on them. You know what I'm saying? Let them fucking crash and burn or fly to flight, whatever, how the fuck they want to see it. But that's just what it is when it comes to women. Like, men ain't gotta do shit. Continue to be men, and that's it.
That's simple. It. And what you saying, that it makes so much sense. There was some stuff in my life that I've had to do that I did not want to do at all.
Right.
But guess what? I'm a man. I have to do it. I'm like, I don't want to do this. This is going to be just set me back. But, you know, in order for me to go forward, sometimes you got to take 2 steps back. And I just went and did it.
Right.
I didn't care what. I didn't think about the results. I wasn't worried about it. I just did it. Whatever was going to happen, it was going to happen. And
right.
You know, that's how you're supposed to do it.
That's how you're supposed to fucking do it.
But see, a woman with an ego, she's attempting to do the same. She's attempting to do the same thing. And why would you even try? It's just crazy to me in itself. Like, you do not want to be in those shoes. And I will tell you over and over, you don't want to be in them shoes. But, oh no, I still want to try it. I can do it. And then when you do it, oh, that's why you was telling me that. Well, yeah, that's why. You know. Facts.
That's it. You damn sure right about that. But that's what it is, dog. Like, I just think now, man, we at a point where, like, I'm all for women doing what the hell they need to do as far as being the independence part of succeeding in whatever they need to do. That's fine. I support that. But when it comes to the true cause of being a woman, that shit has been lost. Like, now, like, the whole emasculation part of, like, men even being masculine is getting questioned because women don't think that is appropriate. That's fucking terrible, dog. Really? So a man has to think about being the man because a woman not understanding a man in his true nature of being a man, and it's frowned upon. Like, really? Like, it's
what he
frowned
was born
upon.
to do. He was born
born to do that. You know what I'm saying? If anything, women were put here to help. If anything, be the help, not helpmate, but just be the partner of men, of help, God, and all that. They can't even do that shit now. Guess what? Like I said earlier, when you get with a modern woman today, guess what they want to do? They want to start an upstart business, invest in them, and doing all that shit. You better be on board with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then that's their way of thinking that they're help guiding a man instead of just doing the simple things of shit. Cook me a good meal from time to time. Shit, you can make up the bed, fluff my pillow. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. That little shit out the window. But guess what? If I could get this nigga to start up an upstart business with me, oh, we on point. That's where we at. We're gonna have our LLC together. Like, for real?
What you just described.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a lot of selfishness too, because I'm hearing I can do this for him. I can be this for him. I can be that. It's not like you're like trying to dictate the relationship. You know, to
what they think that works for them. That's the thing, dog. Like, my thing is, like, as long as a man is productive and providing and doing the best, what's okay? What is wrong with that?
There is nothing wrong with that. I mean, I look at it like it's easy. It's an easy thing to do. Like, some women get it. There is some women that actually
definitely. Yeah, they do get it. Yeah, they do. Some women do.
But a majority now don't.
majority, again, I'm always gonna say this: Western ideal women that have choices think that men should fit the narrative that they perceive as such, as a man should fit for them. That's it. This shit is crazy, dog. Like, you really have to think about it. Like, you have to really fit into a woman's narrative on what she thinks is ideal nowadays, ideal and perceived is what's good for her. And then you gotta goddamn be Donkey Kong and go with the fucking ladder and try to achieve that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just being a man, actually having a purpose, doing things that stand up as a man. We ain't talking about niggas. There's a difference between niggas and men, because niggas will do the worst. You know what I'm saying? Well, not do the worst, but will be more manipulative of getting the outcome that it perceived them. But you feel that they failed to deal with it. But as I'm saying, like, this is why I always say that women suck at reading men. They don't know how to read men. They don't even know that a nigga need to act like Tupac, but be Jeff Bezos. The fuck?
When you told me that the other day, I couldn't believe that was even like really going around. What's that new word that's going around that you said?
Pick me. So if a woman actually understands how we having this whole dialogue right now, then she's considered a pick me because she understands the place of a woman, and she's cool with that. Against where a woman who doesn't agree with that will sit there and chastise that same woman, even though that I always thought that women stuck together or have, the same ideologies. I swear I fuck up that fucking word, but ideals, gotta say that, okay, she ain't part of the fucking mentality that I see is switch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pick-me's. You know what? Shout out to the pick-me's, because pick-me's understand the logic of men, but at the same time, those same women move and shake and still accomplish the goals that they want.
Yes, exactly. It's not a one-way street. They know how to do both. Not a one-way street. They know how to do both. That is the truth.
So shout out to them, because they know what it is. If we gonna have this whole pick me goddamn way, and if a female feels, if whoever's look at this fucking video and say that here pick me, trust me, you in a good place. You're good, because you understand men's ideologies. God damn it, I gotta stop saying that. Ideals. You understand men's ideals, and you still know how to move and shake within that.
Yeah, see, I totally agree with that, because, like, I'm thinking about that, with the Eve and Lilith concept.
Right.
A lot of people they be questioning Lilith. But if you watch this video, Lilith has been around since the beginning of time. You can consider it a myth, whatever. I'm not saying you have to believe this dialogue or not. But in the beginning, Lilith was created with Adam. Genesis like 128. Well, obviously Lilith wasn't, she thought she was equal to Adam. So God went and made Adam have a deep sleep, and then he had made Eve from his rib, because he said this man's gonna need a helper, and someone that's submissive to him and everything.
Right.
So that's how she came about later on. And a lot of people,
Eve, right?
Eve. We're talking about Eve. How she came about later on.
And she came from a man's rib.
A man's rib.
Lilith was
created
already,
just as
right,
him.
Correct. But you said, Lilith was already created to actually, I guess, be compatible with Adam. And Adam like, nah, fuck that. I need to take a piece of my rib, because this ain't gonna work over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what it is. And
it wasn't even him. It was God who did it. God said,
there you go.
Well, I created this other woman, but she wants to take over him. She's trying to take over him and control him. This is sounding like modern day stuff. She's trying to take over him and control him, and I'm his equal. And God said that you are not his equal. So I'm gonna create a woman that's, designed for this particular man. That's gonna help him be
Correct.
his helper, be submissive, docile,
Right.
and everything. And true
Right.
femininity, like she comes out from the rib. So see, now some people think this is gonna be crazy too, but I'm just gonna say it. They think that, they always talk about the forbidden fruit. It was eaten or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to believe like all this stuff, like what is the biggest demise and always a scandal? It's always at the center of scandals and everything. It's sex, right?
Correct.
So, it's kind of crazy to say this, but a lot of people, there's some ideologies out there that say that Eve slept with Lilith and Adam, and that's why they found out they was naked. And Lilith was actually the serpent that led Eve to tell Adam to do that, because she couldn't go to Adam and tell him that. She had to go to someone that was submissive and docile. So she went to Eve. So pretty much what they had a threesome. That's what they're saying. That's the forbidden fruit. That's how you can get all these, lesbian and gay culture, like all this stuff. It could probably it's the seed.
It comes from that. It comes. It's the seed from that. I can see that. Yeah.
Because they always say you're born out of sin. They always say that.
Correct. Correct.
And that sounds like it's all bunched up into one. So, we don't even know what happened if somebody got pregnant or not. We don't know how that worked. And I could all right, let's say if Eve did get pregnant with Cain.
Mm-hmm.
What did Cain end up doing to his brother? He ended up killing him.
Yeah, he killed his brother. Yeah.
Well, he was made out of sin. He was really made out of sin, because that was the first sin.
And I promise you, his mother was a Lilith.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And then, like I say, his mother was Eve, but she did an act. She did a sinful act when she made her.
Correct. Based off that Lilith shit.
So imagine then Abel's born, but he wasn't built. He wasn't born out of that. He was born in a more like, it was like
docile.
It was morally better situation.
Yeah, morally. Yeah. Correct.
So what happened is that Cain, he gave his sacrifices to God, and Abel gave his, and he praised Abel's sacrifices. And Cain, obviously, he got angered, and I mean that's sinful right there. And then what ended up happening? He ended up killing his brother, like, and God told him not to kill him and everything. But I'm saying Cain was the root. Probably he was probably the result of that threesome.
Right.
And all that anger and sin and everything went into him. And that's what I'm saying. Lilith, and no one ever talks about how Lilith got banished. She became like a demon. She was banished from the Garden of Eden. That's what they supposedly did with the serpent.
But guess what? Lilith lives in United States, Canada, and goddamn Europe. Lilith came back. She came back to another form, and you know what Lilith's full name is? Feminism. That's Lilith.
Right, because being
that's what it is.
Is a very it's
looked down upon as a woman. How the
fuck
can you not be feminine as a woman and be okay being feminine? Like, but guess what? You gonna use feminism to compete with men, and then think you can sit there and have the outcomes as men using feminism. What the fuck? Like, it's so fucking confusing, dog. Like, it's okay for a woman to be feminine, man, and have the choices that you want. It's okay. But the thing is, y'all niggas is trying to be niggas. Stop. It's frustrating. Like, for real. And you make choices having kids with these shitty ass niggas. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, for real.
And that's the thing. If you really knew what you were talking about, these women, you know, these Liliths,
Damn,
as I
like you
call,
have a choice now. Yeah.
like if you really knew what you was talking about, why do you make these decisions with these certain men? Like,
But you
I
have
know.
multiple, you procreate with these dudes. That's the thing. Like, why would you procreate with a nigga that you saw a red flag with? My thing is, women will always, I promise, I hope motherfuckers look at this video. Women will sit there and use that excuse that men can manipulate a woman having a kid when women control the access to sex. If you were smart on being disciplined and all that stuff, of not being in a situation with a man, to if you did want to procreate with the right one, everything be okay. But it don't. Then we got Jadavian, Lancaster, Thomas, and goddamn Stufus, Moncrief Johnson, born off the hood shit. Like, really? No.
That's the truth.
Always the same shit, man. Yeah, I'm talking to black women. Fuck it. I'm black too. I'm light as fuck, but I'm black. I don't give a fuck. I talk to me, I talk back, but at the same time, I'm black, and I'm speaking to black women because this is the reason why we in a certain scenario where we got to deal with the being black men, deal with the women, black women running off white women feminism ideology. That's it. Having that independence and all that shit is cool. You can have that. But understand, you shitting on the dudes that you so-called want to be with. So what's the problem? Why we have this disconnect? Why?
It's a major disconnect. It is. It seriously is. Like, I've had a situation where one time a woman, there was a woman one time, I brought her some flowers. Okay.
Right.
Keep in mind she had 2 baby dads. Just keep that in mind. So I had brought her some flowers one time, right? Yeah, it's just a nice gesture. Just buy some flowers for Valentine's Day. Yeah. So, like, years later, it was about 10 years later, I had asked her, I was like, do you still remember the flowers that I got you? And she said, yeah, I still remember them. It was the only ones I got. And I said, what do you mean the only ones you got? She said, that's the only flowers I've ever gotten in my life from another man besides like my dad or a family member. So, and I said, I said, wait a minute here. You have 2 baby daddies.
Right. You got 2.
You mean to tell me they never brought you anything for Valentine's Day or nothing? No, they never did. And I was like, but you proceeded to have their children.
Procreate with these men, and these men can't even show you the best gesture of being a mom because you had their kids. Ain't that about a bitch? Like, really? But see, here's the thing, man. That scenario speaks for not all, but some of women making choices that they cannot speak. Well, not say they speak on. They can speak on all they want, but they can't bring it to light or understand. Like that's a choice they made, which is okay. But the thing is, own it. Just own your truths. It's okay to fuck up. But when you do that shit, now I got an issue with women who have multiple kids by shitty niggas or by the same man that wasn't shit. That's a whole nother story. But it's okay. See, women's ego. We back to this shit right now. A woman's ego can't even allow herself to know that she fucked up and had a kid with a nigga, and that it's okay that you can move forward with it. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. As long as you carry yourself as a woman. My biggest thing is that you cannot be a woman and then turn to a nigga and then expect to get men or like bounce back into actually find a man that you potentially might want to be with. Don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You still got to be in your feminine energy. I think a lot of women lose their feminine energy because they feel like they've been fucked over. which I can understand. But the true base of who you are, you got to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? Got to.
But with them being fucked over, ain't that a result of their decision at the end of the day as well? Because
that's
I'm
true.
responsible for picking a bad woman.
Correct.
I'm responsible for that too. Like,
right.
I messed around, chose this woman. So, but I can live with that. It was my decision. So why can't you do it the other way? It should be pretty easy concept.
I mean, it should be a pretty easy concept, but I think when it comes to a man's way of dealing with things, that he's going to accept the outcome, whether it's good or bad, against when it comes from a woman actually being in a predicament where she finds herself dealing with a man that I guess you want white kid gloves. You know what I'm saying? She want that to help
white glove service.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like in real talk, like, because it was a choice that she chose to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? In that situation. No, my thing is this: like, I know men can fuck up and deal with the wrong woman, but guess what? If he's the right dude, if he's the right man, I promise you, he's gonna be able to step up and rise above the occasion of being there for whatever situation that he has to deal with. Now, let's have this conversation against where women deal with shitty dudes that they knew they were fucking with shitty dudes. Are they gonna have the same energy of dealing like, you know what? He's my child's father, but you know what? I'm going to be the best version of myself as a woman to make sure that my child will see his dad. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, now I'm not negating the fact that if the dude is a shitty dude that they had a child with, that they can't have some type of rebuttal back. But I'm just saying, like, the energy still needs to be put in place of, you know what, you a shitty nigga. I get it, but at the same time, I'll still being a woman and an adult, allowing you to see your child, and that's it.
That's right. So, like, young men, if y'all are watching this, and young women, if y'all are watching this, I would just definitely say this because, me and Neil, we was in our early 20s at one time, and the type of men that women would pick as they baby daddies back then, they would be, the gang member, the thug, the gangster, the drug dealer, the tough dude. They would pick them dudes over the dude that was working a regular 9 to 5, or he was in college even. They wouldn't go for them types because they would consider them squares, nerds, and stuff like that.
Correct.
So after they've made those decisions in their 30s, now they want them type of men. But those men have moved on. They don't want them type of women no more. They're gonna get better quality women now, better quality men. Even it's vice versa. That's what I'm saying. Both young men and young women. It's like you really need to truly make the best decision out of you, like you really do, and you really need to make them while you're young.
Right.
Because it's gonna bite you in the ass if you make the wrong. Trust me.
Fact.
Trust me. Like, it is going to bite
trust me on that, huh?
Yes. Can you trust me? Do you trust me? Because it's going to bite you in the ass. It really is if you make the wrong decision, especially when you're that young. And I never understood how some women will wear a condom with the college student, but go raw with the thug nigga. And then get pregnant. Like, first of all, the thug nigga disrespected you by showing up to your house without a condom. He totally disrespected you by showing up without a condom. Yeah,
because he got that shit wrong. He did it. He did a DX. He did this shit. He did that. Nigga nigga hit you with the DX. That's what he did.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Like,
brother. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he just totally disrespected you by showing up like that. But
Right.
yeah, if y'all out here, some young people, I definitely want y'all to hear our words, because you're gonna save you some quality time later on in your life. And trust me, you do not want those problems. You know, you don't want those issues at all. You know, so
You know what? I could definitely get on board what you just said. But I guess for me, I just want people to understand, like, being men, being a man is okay. Being a woman is also okay. But the thing that you have to understand is that you cannot allow ideals or whatever that could come into your mind of thinking that you can't still do what the fuck you want to do as whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, men, I feel like always going to be men, and women should always be women. And we're getting to the point now, like, it's becoming to a forefront of thinking that, like, we trying to top one another when we really don't have to top one another. Like, just living your nature of being the human being that you should be. So, if anything, I'm just saying, like, being an individual, accomplish what you need to accomplish as an individual, but at the same time, understand, like, if you're a female, living your femininity as being a woman, and being a man, and living your truths of being a man. That's it. Because I think we get in the way, like, we intermixing with a lot of bullshit that don't correlate us being the nature of who we are. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
I love that, soul brother. We are integrating a whole lot of bullshit that doesn't need to be integrated at all.
It don't,
like,
bro.
Certain things need to be segregated, and that's one of them. That's why it was a man and a woman. That's why there's two different things. Like, now let's do this. Because there's probably be some people that come in here. Oh, how you gonna tell me as a woman, my husband, he got hurt at work, he got injured, so I ended up having to take over making the money and doing this and that. I get it. If something happens to your man, that he gets injured or he has like a mental health condition or something, that's a whole different story. That's a different story. Because especially in your marriage, you got to be through thick and thin with everything. That's in the vows. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about if he is able-minded and a normal functioning man. You don't have to do that. Like, let him do what he's supposed to do, especially if he's able and a willing man to do it. Let him show his true masculinity. And as a woman, you'll definitely respect him more, and you'll enjoy life more if you let him do that. I don't see what the issue is of why you have to top this and top that. You don't have to do that.
And guess why? Because a woman's ego. If you can check your ego, at the door of being a woman and understand the place that it's okay for you to be in, then whatever outcome that you're trying to get out there, you're good. You're fine. But stop thinking that you have to prove yourself. Like, you don't have to prove yourself. Be a woman. Just be a woman. That's all. Just like I'm going to be a man. I'm going to do what the fuck I need to do as a man. It's okay. It's okay. God put us here to be men and women. I don't know what the fuck we got away from that shit, but obviously, like, it's not been translated now on women being okay with being women. Like, women are the only people that can call a nigga out on being gay, but they do gay shit. Women do gay shit. Like, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, really?
They can
based off the fact that if they don't get attention from from a straight man, that nigga must be gay.
Like, what
Women
if he
say
just
shit
doesn't
like that.
like you? What if he just doesn't like you? You know, you could be the most attractive woman in the world. Like, okay, Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, attractive woman, but there's some man out there that he won't find her attractive.
Hey, dog,
he just won't.
But at the same time, if she sit there and say I fucked another bitch, oh, it should be the norm. Like women should be the norm of like dealing with other women and all that shit. I mean, really? I mean, it's cool. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I like women that like women, but I'm a man at the same time, being a man. But the fact that they back a idea of like when it comes to the little Nas X shit and all that stuff about the whole gay shit, women would come to the forefront on defending that off the fucking rip. But I promise you, the same thing that they sit there and defend to, they will use that against a straight fucking man on thinking, oh, this nigga's gay because he ain't showing me that much attention and all that shit. Like, really? Like, so you use the same thing that you defend, but you use the same thing to be an asshole to. Like, really? I don't get that. Like, how's that work? You go hard for the LBGTQ community, but if it don't fit your narrative, then you want to throw crazy shit at a straight man on having an opinion. Wow. Don't know how that works, but it is what it is.
It's done. It is said over and over. It's done over and over. I mean, It's amazing to me how they can laugh. Like, I know women that there's a guy, Titus Andromeda. He's a comedian. He has a little show. He's a gay male, gay black man. And, women laugh at this dude all the time and stuff. And he is funny, But they laugh and joke about him, right? But they will, like, if a man doesn't find them attractive or go with their kind of ways or what they want to do in a relationship, like you said, oh, this motherfucker must be gay.
Facts. It's so easy to have that bit be thrown at a straight male for just actually having a rebuttal or having an opinion about whatever, and it doesn't get questioned. But when it comes to like a straight male actually having an opinion about certain situations of like being with some gay shit, like, okay, it's just an opinion, but at the same time, I'm just saying, like, that's how I perceive it as such. But at the same time, I get two fucks how the fucking shit is. I don't care.
Yeah, and it's like, I think something in society, and I'll say our generation had a lot to do with that, with the women, with kissing the girls. Because remember that song, I kissed a girl and I like it. That kind of stuff was pushed and stuff, and that was cool to do and stuff. And now them got really deviant.
so brother, but guess what? It was based off I kissed a girl. So women being gay to other women has always been accepted. Always. Right. Always. It's always been accepted because it looks a certain way that it's acceptable for women to be like, I can live in my truth and all that stuff because women can, do that. But my thing is this, like, when it came to like men thinking that they can sit there and like Lil Nas X and all that stuff, women will back that shit, right? But I promise you, that nigga went and slept with a female knowing that he been promoting gay shit. I promise you, females be like, oh, nigga, you a gay motherfucker. How you gonna fuck a female? Like, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? it don't work, dog. It don't fucking work. It don't.
And if Little Nas X decided he wanted to be with a woman, that's exactly what you're supposed to do, nigga. That's what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed to do, but at the same time, I promise you, if anything, it'd be the black community. Oh, nigga, oh, so now you flip flopping. So you an undercover nigga. I promise you, that's the same shit you would hear.
Hey, he's living his truth, right? As they say.
So we speak.
See,
so we speak.
So would you say a woman's ego is responsible for, you know, a lot of this negativity? It's responsible for a lot of negativity.
No, it's not responsible for a lot of negativity, but it's also, well, I'll put it like this: a woman's ego has been responsible for the outcomes of her dealing with the situations that she chooses to deal with. You know, yes, I will partially say that, yeah, it comes with the kid aspect and the men choices that she chose to, but even the job situation, all that stuff. I think when it really comes down to it, dog, is just that women do not know how to take they foot off the gas pedal other than men. They don't. You know, I think it comes to a certain point where, like, we could let the foot off the gas pedal and we just let that bitch go off. Women can't do that because at the same time, if they do, they're gonna feel some type of way of thinking, like, you know, the outcome that they might initially get is it is what it is. But it's okay. That's the thing. Like, they don't get that. But at the same time, like, it's easier for men to deal with a situation against how women would, because we already deal with it. We already internalize it, and we're gonna always deal with the situation against how women would do it. And, you know, they mind races and chases and all that stuff. That's it. But we're working through that. I pray to God that, you know, if women want to be on par with men, that they understand shit. This is a thing that comes with being a man, or in the mindset. So you're cool with that? Cool. But at the same time, understand, like, you're not gonna get the outcome that you want. It's okay. It's cool. Deal with it.
Like you said,
and handle it.
Or you said they want Tupac, but they also want
Jeff
Bezos mixed into one.
Right.
It's impossible. Right. That's called being lukewarm, ladies and gentlemen. And you can't be lukewarm in anything. You got to either be hot or cold. It's either or. You can't be lukewarm. If you try to be both, it's not going to be a great outcome, is it? Trust me, it will not be a great outcome. But at the end of the day, I can say woman's ego, it just causes a lot of damage. I mean, especially if it's a bruised ego, oh my God.
It's vindictive.
Be careful. Be careful.
It's vindictive.
You remember the lady in I think it was Virginia. Do you remember that? And she was she ran her husband over. You remember that? She ran him over.
I think I did. Yeah.
And then she threw the bumper on his back, and you know, she was like cussing him out.
The black lady. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know, that trial's coming up. It's coming up too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
It is.
It is. The trial's coming up, and he's still alive. He lived. he's a vegetable, but he's still alive.
Yeah, he's a vegetable.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's crazy. I thought he died.
Yeah, I thought he was dead there too, laying there like that. But he actually survived. You know,
for real.
And he's just hospitalized. He's in a bed. And he's just a vegetable. He can't, you know, I don't think he can even eat regular still. He has to still eat by straw.
For real?
But
wow.
Yeah, I was that trial was getting ready to start, I believe. But the thing about it, her ego was bruised. And look at the result of a bruised ego. She almost killed that man, you know. It's like you said, knowing how to deal with certain situations. That's what you said.
But you know what's crazy? Even the whole aspect of saying ego, and this applies to men and women. It's never to act irrational. Never. It's always based off you understanding you can check your shit how you feel, but at the same time, understand like tomorrow's a new day. Like you don't have to act irrational to do what the fuck you need to do to have the outcome that you want. Because guess what? There's proof and numbers on doing that. And I don't think people understand, like, I don't understand like how motherfuckers kill motherfuckers over whatever. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, our whole life is just to live, but at the same time, you have to understand, like, there's more, it's more to it. It's more to not thinking that you can go off the handle over a motherfucker. You can't do that. You can't do it. Why? Because guess what? There's another motherfucker waiting at the door for you if you play your cards right to be there and be there for what you want. You know what I'm saying? But
that's true. Like
that's how I look at it.
DeAndre Hopkins' mom. You remember his mom?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she remember I think it was her boyfriend. It might have been DeAndre Hopkins' dad. And remember she came to his side piece or whatever's house. She came to the house and she started arguing with her, remember? And arguing with him, and it was the love triangle thing. And then remember what she did, what the side piece woman did. She went and got like a concoction of like Clorox and other chemicals and stuff, and she threw it in her face. And she blinded her, and then her face like was pretty much melting off and everything. Like, look at that situation. Her ego was bruised, and look what happened.
It was.
And like she done caused a whole just bunch of bullshit, negativity.
Off her ego.
No, she could have got her another man later on. You don't got to argue over this one. You could have got another one.
But off one man. That's the thing. And you know what? That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even based off like the title of what we talk about as a woman ego. But I promise you, a woman ego is definitely stronger than a man's ego. Promise you that. Because a woman ego can be more vindictive than a man could be to a woman. Promise you.
Right. Like I said, definitely. There are a few cases where the man.
There's few cases.
They do just they'll act like a bitch. Like they'll do some. They'll do some Lilith stuff. Well, if I can't have you, no one will. We've seen those, but it ain't as much. There's more Snap episodes than I see man.
And guess what? And those Snap episodes is based on women reacting to men.
Yep. And it's always that's the root of it all. It ain't never.
That's the root of it. It's based off a woman feels some type of way over a fucking dude. Like, wow. Okay, so now it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, it is. Hey, the only way a man goes off the handle because he's a simp nigga that probably would kill over a female. That's not in a man's nature to sit there and want to fuck up a female because he feels like he was done wrong. Because he's a fucking simp. But at the same time, if a nigga actually understood of dealing with a woman and all that stuff, whatever transaction happened, well, not transaction, but whatever dealings that was happening within that, you suck it up and move on. It is what it is. That's what it is.
It's plain and simple.
No shorts, no losses.
No shorts, no losses.
That's it.
It is what it is.
That's
Yeah,
it.
so we're gonna sum that up there because made a lot of valid points here. You know, a woman's ego is definitely bigger than a man's ego. We have came to an
Facts.
agreement on
Big
that.
facts.
We're not no disagreements there. All the young men and young women out there that's watching, that you're gonna watch later and you comment later. You know, hey Reed Burks, how you doing? How you doing there? I see you, Reed Burks. Uh, let me show you. Get you. Yeah, yeah, I see you, Reed Burks. Yes, it is morning. Morning to you as well. But with that being said, you know, just your ego, especially with these young women, your ego can get you in so much trouble if you
Right.
simplify things and just look at the basics of being a Eve. I think you're gonna enjoy life more as a woman if you do those basics and you find a man that can, provide, do all these great things for you. When you allow a man to be a man, your life will be extremely better.
Facts.
Trust me. I don't
Goddamn,
see.
you motherfucking right on that. Allow a man to allow a man to be a man. That's all I gotta say.
Plain and simple. I mean, it just you'll notice the difference. You really will.
Facts.
I don't see why you can go wrong with that at all. I really don't. Um, because when you guys challenge a man, which this is what a Lilith does, when you're always challenging a man, and like you said, so bro, you said once they get this, and this, they want more. That's challenging. That's
Right.
not fun at all. That's
No.
really not fun at all. And it's just
Okay.
it's not fun at all. So pretty much, that's what I'm saying there. Like, just hey,
No.
control your ego. If it gets out of control, you control it before you end up.
Right.
Your ego can make you. It can make you do some wrong decisions and you're gonna have a
Yeah, you're right.
lifetime of regrets.
You're right. You're right.
So yeah, any last words?
Last words I would say is that everybody living their truth. I would say like men should always stay in the forefront of being men. Women should always, if anything, not overthink of thinking that you have to compete with men, but live with men. So I would say women should be cool and feminine and do what the fuck you need to do as women. But other than that, man, I just gotta say is that we still trying to figure this shit out. I mean, it gets to a point where we I think sometimes we think that the other sex is better than others, but at the same time, we know this as being like being an outside looking in of understanding of seeing it that we only here to help. That's it. We only here to help everybody out to actually get to a certain point of understanding and not think like the next one is better than the next one. We ain't on that shit. We all, if anything, me and Soul Brother always are here to be bringing balance. That's our whole thing, being balanced on everything when it comes to women and men, and then we take it from there. So I guess that's my thing, dog.
Are we gonna leave it
Balance.
there? We're gonna leave it balance. It's all
Balance.
about that
Balance.
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 You gotta have
Balance.
balance in everything. You know,
Facts.
truth. That is the truth. So yes, everyone, that was a Nights with Ricky edition. Like I said, the episode was about a woman's ego. Definitely thanks for everybody that did comment. Shout out to Ree Burks there. Definitely appreciate the comments on the live stream. Bobby Reeves also was on there, and then Charlene Staff, I seen her, and we had a few other people popping in, and I appreciate that. Definitely, we're gonna try to keep doing these live streams as much as we can, and
For sure.
you know, just keep coming up with new content to talk about and discuss. And
All
if
day.
you got questions for either one of us, for either me, for Adriel, you definitely let us know in the comments. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the videos. We
all day. All day.
Definitely get back to you on that. So,
For sure.
you know, so that's this edition of Nights with Ricky. And thanks for everybody for tuning in. And till next time, peace out.